13-year-old go-karter Oscar Piastri, when questioned about his F1 ambitions following a podium in his first international race, confessed two things. He was naturally a big fan of Daniel Ricciardo, but that Formula One was not necessarily a goal for the future. The noise surrounding Piastri's 2023 F1 debut is baffling unless you look at his admirable climb up the junior motorsport ladder. In hindsight, his future pairing with McLaren's established superstar Lando Norris after replacing Ricciardo seems absurd. Yet the Alpine v McLaren legal battle to lock him down shows massive confidence in a driver that's never before raced an F1 car. Moreover, Piastri's midfield karting and early racing career show him constantly pushing his cars to the edge and topping expectant performance. His emerging skills in overtaking, outperforming his teammates, and never straying far from the front of the grid displayed the competitive qualities of a future Formula One driver. Piastri's consistent performance in the early levels of the Formula One feeder series would predict his legendary 3 successive junior titles, an accomplishment even Ferrari's Charles Leclerc or Mercedes' George Russell didn't achieve despite their multiple titles on their road to F1. Piastri commenced 2019 again vying to win the Formula Renault Eurocup, but this time with a different team, RSGP. The anticipated title prospects were his teammate Kyle Collette, a former French F4 champion in his first Eurocup season, versus a familiar face in the Aussie's junior career, Victor Martins, who he replaced at RSGP. Martins would join Piastri in a second attempt to win the title, but now with MP Motorsport, who placed second in the Constructors' Championship the prior year. Martins had finished 5th the previous year, 3 positions ahead of Piastri at 8th, but far behind his teammate, the 2018 Eurocup winner Max Futrell. It would be a tight match between the Aussie and Frenchman, with the rookie Brazilian bowing out of title contention early on in the season. Thanks to a win and a 4th-place finish in the final stretch of the championship in Abu Dhabi, the 18-year-old Aussie distinguished himself as the first from his country ever to win the Eurocup title in his category. Piastri secured an impressive 7 wins, 5 poles, 11 podiums, and 6 fastest laps out of 19 races, with only 7.5 points positioning him ahead of Martins. In comparison to his closest teammate, Piastri's fastest lap in the first race of the Abu Dhabi circuit, where he finished P1, was almost 0.8 faster than his P4 teammate. Immediately, Piastri set his sights on the 2020 FIA Formula 3 Championship with top dog Prema Racing. This championship would prove to be an arduous win for the 19-year-old. He consistently stayed in the points, securing 6 podiums and 4 fastest laps, yet he achieved no poles and only won 2 out of 18 races, suffering from 2 DNFs in a single season. He was still in contention with 2 other drivers in the finale to take the world title, evenly tied in points with his teammate Logan Sargent, with Theo Pocher behind the pair by only 9 points. The dramatic final race at the Mugello circuit would see him clinch the championship from Sargent after the American suffered a surprise DNF into turn 1. Finishing P7, just 3 points clear of vice-champ Pocher, Piastri would become 2020's reigning F3 champion with a 4-position climb from grid 11. Thereafter, as Prema Racing's superstar, Piastri aimed to become the 3rd rookie driver to win the 2021 FIA Formula 2 Championship, alongside Leclerc in 2017 and Russell in 2018. Piastri's most meaningful competitors would be his teammate, a former F3 champion Robert Schwartzman, and Alfa Romeo's Zhou Guanyu, both entering their second F2 season. With previous circuit experience, the pair would hold a significant advantage over the Aussie. Piastri's season started with a maiden F2 win in the second sprint in Bahrain. After a podium in Monaco, a second DNF in the first sprint in Azerbaijan would follow after contact with Liam Lawson. However, a podium in the feature race in the same circuit would see him start to close the gap to the title. Piastri would dominate his debut season with 6 wins, 5 poles, 11 podiums, and 6 fastest laps out of 23 races, with a gap of 60 points to P2 Schwartzman. Piastri iconically achieved an unbelievable consecutive 5 poles and 4 feature race wins near the last leg of the season. Consequently, debate arose among F1 fans when Guanyu, who finished 3rd in the 2021 F2 Championship, retained a seat with Alfa Romeo for the following F1 season. Inexplicably, fans needed help understanding why teams were not pursuing Piastri, who had won 3 consecutive junior titles. Piastri's struggle to reach F1 relates to other gifted young drivers that, compared to past generations, aren't being given a chance by teams. The 2021 driver market, or silly season as F1 fans refer to it, would see Piastri miss out on a seat for the 2022 season, instead inheriting a reserve driver role for Alpine as a member of their academy. Since he spent a year on the sidelines, many fans worry about the length of Piastri's adjustment in his debut season. Still, with Piastri's infamous move from Alpine to McLaren, fans are thrilled about the youthful pairing of Norris and Piastri. The Aussie, born in 2001, has surpassed his British teammate's junior career. The path of Norris to F1 was fast-tracked with a debut with McLaren in 2019, graduating from their driver academy at a mere 20 years of age. Despite McLaren being a midfield team, Norris achieved a podium in his debut season and has since attained 5 more podium finishes. The postseason Abu Dhabi final test ahead of the 2023 F1 season has shown Oscar Piastri's fastest lap on the final timesheet close to 0.5 quicker than his teammate Lando Norris. Fans predict friendly competition between the two Gen Z drivers and are ecstatic to see who ends up on top.